Hello there, viewers. Halloween is just around the corner, so what better time to share some spooky tales about the early days of Singapore. Tourism in the Little Red Dot would usually make you think about food or shopping places in the city areas, or even an antique shop. Places such as Sago Lane are like little pearls of nostalgia that evoke a sense of peacefulness, which is hard to find in our bustling garden city. Normally missed out on by both tourists and locals alike, they hold a special place in the hearts of generations prior. There, you'll find buildings, shops, and eateries which are a small portion of the Chinatown landscape. So you may be wondering, how are spooky tales related to this place? Well, what makes this area special is the hidden history behind it. So come with us as we journey back to 20th century Chinatown and learn more about the Chinese death houses of Sago Lane. So named due to the many sago processing factories which populated the area, Sago Lane shared many similarities with Sago Street just beside it. While brothels were found on Sago Street, the Chinese death houses were set up on Sago Lane instead. As a kind of early day hospice for the poorer Chinese, such buildings functioned as both living space and a funeral parlor. These businesses catered mainly to the elderly or sickly and were highly sought after as the Chinese people believed that any death in a residential house would bring misfortune to others. Such buildings were unheard of, therefore curiosity of these houses grew and became an itinerary stop for tourists. It became so infamous that a foreign television crew came in 1959 to film a documentary about them. In 1961, the era of death houses ended. They were banned due to the need to improve healthcare at modern hospitals while removing the negative publicity associated with such houses. Existing businesses then converted into full-time funeral parlors, which were still coveted by the Chinese people, as they were deemed as necessary services. By 1970, plans for urban renewal were made to modernize the area, where the eventual construction of Chinatown complex and some housing blocks removed and altered parts of Sago Lane. Today, Sago Lane is part of the landscape one would see when in Chinatown. Modern eateries and public housing fill the area, which was once occupied by sago factories, together with the landmark Buddha Tooth Temple and the food complex which replaced what was once a somber street associated with death. While none of the old death houses remain in Chinatown, their stories live on through pictures and memoirs. Take a trip down and discover Chinatown yourself, because who knows, maybe you might uncover a tale to share.